Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to my review of Disobedience. This movie stars Rachel Weisz, Rachel McAdams, and Alexandra Navarro. And basically, this is a story of a woman played by Rachel Weisz. She's been kind of shunned from her Orthodox Jewish community, for her, basically for her attraction, to her childhood friend, Rachel McAdams, when they were kids, and she's been away from her community, for decades. And obviously, her father dies, passes on, so she gets contacted to come, to attend his funeral. And of course, she comes and she meets Alexander Navarro. He plays one of the childhood friends. Basically, him, Rachel McAdams, and Rachel Weisz, they were all childhood friends together. Okay, and she comes back, for the funeral, of course, and she has to deal with her father and settling his estate, his house and everything else. And of course, Alexander Navarro, uh, he was sort of like the apprentice to the Grand Rabbi, Rachel Weisz's father, and so he has this pressure on him that they want him to, step in, and since this guy passed on, to let him be the new, be the new man, Grand Rabbi, to take over. So they're examining him as well, and of course at the same time, Rachel Weisz, she's been away all this time, and she finds out that her two friends and the woman, of course, that she's been attracted to, Rachel McAdams, has married Alexander Navarro. So they're a married couple, but of course that doesn't really she's surprised by that. That doesn't really stop the attraction between the two, and you see them, of course, obviously trying to fight that attraction, and with varying results. This movie, I liked it, and I liked this movie a lot. There's good chemistry between Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams, the two childhood friends who like I said are attracted to each other, and they love each other. There's just no way to say it. They love each other, and you can see them. They're fighting their attraction. When they're back together, and in the same space. And of course, at the same time, they show Rachel McAdams, she's struggling to try to be faithful to her husband, who she does love. Was a childhood friend as well. And so she's trying to struggle with that. And of course, Rachel Weisz is also struggling, to try to settle her father's estate and come to grips with, what being separated, all those years from her, from her father and some from her family and community, because, she was a lesbian. And it's good drama in this, but I kind of wish, because they, explained to me that all these three characters were childhood friends together. I kind of wish they had like a flashback or something, maybe. I don't think there was any deleted scenes or something, but I think if they would have maybe showed a little bit of their, because obviously this attraction started when they were kids, and they actually talk about, that they were all friends together, growing up. So I think if they would have maybe showed a little bit of that, that would have kind of helped flesh out the story a little bit more. Okay, as it is, I mean, the actors, I think, do a good job of what they have, but I think that would kind of just reinforce, what you're seeing now, that these friends, these two childhood friends, who love each other, they can't stay away from each other. And now that they're in close proximity, even though they, this is a tight, Jewish Orthodox community, they have to be careful that, they have to, try to fight their attraction. And I think if it just gave you a little bit more of that, at least showed you that, from, maybe even a flashback, or maybe in the beginning of the movie, just show you when they were younger, and then how she had to leave and stuff. I mean, instead of just telling you that, I think that would have helped it a little bit more. But as it is a decent drama. Okay, and again, I think the actresses do have good chemistry together. They have good romantic chemistry together, and they really do a good job. And also Alexander Navarro, he does a good job as well, because he knows that because he was a child friend, he knows that they're attracted to each other, and at the same time he's trying to, again, take on this responsibility of being the new Grand Rabbi. So he's trying to do that as well. So I think he does a good job as well. I just wish they would have showed maybe them when they were kids and they were younger. I think that would have just helped a little bit more with the story. Just to, even though, like I said, you do feel the chemistry and the intensity of the emotions when those two characters, Rachel Adams and Rachel Weisz, are together or alone. You feel that. Okay, and it's a really good movie, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, it could have been better with just a little bit more fleshing out, I think. Anyway, as it is, I find it a decent movie, and definitely worth watching. Okay, so I'm going to give Disobedience, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, and again, that's mostly because they have really good chemistry and really good performances from all three lead actors in this. Again, my only thing is that I think they should have just showed a little bit more of their backstory instead of telling you that. I think that would have just made, that would kind of would have straightened the story a little bit more. Okay, in my opinion. Again, 7 out of 10 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of Disobedience. If you've seen it, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below, and if you like this review, please give this video a thumbs up. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram in the description box, as well as a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.